Connors, Degrassi, Unpopular Opinions. Hey there, hello there. It's Jeff Cutter. Welcoming you to another Degrassi Unpopular Opinion / hot take. And the first hot take in this little block is talking about Mia in season 6 and the Lakehurst situation. My hot take is that, well, my unpopular opinion is that basically Mia didn't feel any sadness for JT whatsoever. Why was that? So here's the situation. Now, as we all know, JT and Liberty had conceived a kid in season 5. Liberty gave it up for adoption and then started getting postpartum, and her parents basically didn't think anything highly of her, basically saying that, you didn't do well on an exam, that's 30% of your grade. Of course, they're like to suck it up buttercups and all that. I guess because Liberty's mom basically didn't have postpartum when she had the 2 kids. Well, Danny and Liberty. But anyway, JT and Liberty grew apart, and JT found a girl named Mia who had a 2-year-old named Isabella. And basically, JT fell in love with the little tank. JT wanted to have a nursery and all that at the school because to help teenage moms. Liberty wouldn't hear of it. Basically, JT thought that Liberty was being petty. Because JT moved on, Liberty hasn't really moved on. So anyway, Liberty is a little concerned, but JT likes Mia. Unfortunately, JT bumps into someone by the name of Nick, who was Mia's ex, and basically Nick is kind of a gang leader at Degrassi. At Lakehurst. I think it's Stephen Arkell, isn't that not? That actor? No. So anyway, yeah, basically, he's upset that a Degrassi person would be dating Mia and all that. So basically, Nick wants to make Degrassi's life a living hell and make Degrassi pay for being with Mia. Because, Nick gets to control a lot of people and all that. So anyway, JT is a little nervous. And then there was a birthday party for Liberty thrown at Emma and Manny's house. Remember, Manny moved in with Emma after her dad basically didn't want her acting and being a promiscuous slut. So they decided to throw a birthday party for Liberty, and people come by. Emma wants to hook up with Sean. Unfortunately, Emma gets so drunk she passes out, and she misses the whole thing. Good for her. Right. So anyway, JT is talking about Liberty and Mia, calling one oatmeal, that is Liberty, and one an Italian sub, Mia. A little stereotypical, don't you think? So anyway, stereotypes aside, JT still has feelings for Liberty. And Toby says, you gotta tell her these things. And besides, you never know what can happen with Mia. And JT says, you're right, Topes. You're right. And then he looks for Liberty. A couple of Lakehurst people peeing in his car. He tries to diffuse the situation with humor. Unfortunately, one of them, Drake Lampley, the redhead, takes up a knife and gets JT in the aorta. And we soon learn that Johnny DeMarco was the guy who was with Drake and was upset at the fact that his best friend stabbed somebody. Ooh, I think I just gave myself a stinger. But anyway, Liberty is the first person to find JT, who was bleeding out considerably, and basically asked for help. All of a sudden, you got yourself the fact that JT could die. JT's only family member close by is his grandmother. I guess he lives with his grandma. I always thought that his grandma just was close by, but his parents weren't around. So basically, Toby lies saying that he's JT's brother to find out what happened to JT, because they said family only. Unfortunately, JT dies, and basically everyone is sad. Manny, Liberty, Emma, Sean, and Toby all grieve and all that. And of course, JT's death did cause a few unpopular opinions based on it. Basically, did Toby screw up a relationship with Liberty by being truthful? No. Fuck no. Toby was being honest, and he owed his friend one. And then, of course, the other unpopular opinion is that Emma was mad at Manny for season 6 for that incident with JT being stabbed, and basically she just wanted to talk to Manny. But Manny basically was busy with all this extracurricular stuff. Fair enough, but, I mean, dating the Lakehurst student council president, Emma's a red. So, yeah. But you could also say an unpopular opinion is, did Toby inadvertently get JT killed? Because Toby says, go find her. No. Toby didn't know that the Lakers folks were outside trying to destroy JT. How was Toby supposed to know? So anyway, it's like Mia's role in it. Basically, in the next episode after JT gets stabbed, Mia basically seems a little bit cold and uncaring and all that. Of course, she has that spat with Liberty because, Liberty was upset, didn't want Mia's video to have Isabella in it. I guess Liberty was jealous and all that. But thankfully, Toby talked to Liberty. Liberty realized that Mia should be thanked and all that. That, it's a short time with JT and Mia, but Liberty should be there too. So basically, Liberty allows Mia's video to be played. All that. But a lot of people are like, what was Mia's role after JT? Well, Mia kept trying to find boyfriends and all that. Trying to find guys to help out. She tries her modeling career to do her extracurriculars. It seemed like she was even going to try to get back with Lucas, but Lucas seemed to be an uncaring father and all that. And then Mia went with Peter. Everything was fine. Peter, I think, was dealing with Isabella well because, Peter had a half-sister or stepsister because Peter's dad got his secretary pregnant. Yeah, so, Peter and Mia were a decent pair and all that. But Mia just wanted modeling and all that. Mia basically seemed not to be the best teen mom around. I mean, okay, she had to basically do it with her family, Mia's family, because of the fact that Lucas seemed to be uncaring and all that. You can kind of tell with Lucas being with Isabella and all that he just doesn't seem to care. And of course, Jane was upset that her brother wasn't willing to step up to the plate for things. And of course, that led to the fact that Jane got molested, and Lucas, I don't know if he knew Jane was molested, but then he realized that if Jane got molested, it's a matter of time before his dad might try to groom Isabella. And I'm like, uh-oh. And then Lucas finally stands up to his dad saying that we don't want you. None of our family wants you there. Get out of our lives. And of course, Lucas then feels that he let Jane down. But Jane said that we were just kids, and besides, you're here now. It's better now. You admitted it now. We can heal and all that. And, Lucas left without the fact that maybe he got redeemed in a sense. But it seems with Mia, it's like basically Mia may have been secretly smiling because now JT's out of the way and she can move on. The fact of the matter is that it's hard to press about Mia's role and all that. Because it's ugly. It's an ugly situation. It's like, oh, my boyfriend's dead. What should I do? And all that. It seemed that she was cold and uncaring. Some of you might be thinking, did she set JT up to be hurt by Lakehurst? No, then why would Mia defend JT from the Lakehurst people? Exactly. But of course, the fact of the matter is that, I originally thought Lucas was behind this mess with getting JT and hurting JT and Degrassi. But that would not make sense because why would Lucas still be on show? He would have been in jail or something. And I think that's what happened to Nick. Don't hate me for this. Or don't at me. But basically, you know, we never got to know what happened to Nick afterwards. I know that there was that scene that was it Darcy or Mia who talked to Damien, who said that basically, did you talk to Drake and all that? I know you two are close and all that. I don't think they said anything about Nick. It's possible that Nick may have gotten in trouble. Maybe he wanted JT hurt. Not dead, but hurt. And basically, conspiracy charges can lead to trouble. And who knows, Nick probably would have had to serve a lot of time in jail. Maybe 1 year, maybe a year in jail. And then basically he vanished. I mean, it's hard to tell what ever happened to the guy and all that. So basically, yeah. It's like Mia basically had no emotions. And basically she's like, oh well, he's dead. The whole Degrassi Lakers feud kind of spilled over, you know, that cheerleading competition. And then season 7 at the start. But it wasn't too harsh and all that. So anyway, yeah. So Mia's role. I don't know. I just feel like Mia basically was secretly happy that JT was gone. So that she can move on and all that. I don't know. I just don't know about Mia. Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a